Say it now.
Kayla uses Ice Punch. God damn it, I said lovely kiss. Fuck you, that's what.
Fuck you, I'm a Jinx. Fire, fire. Fire, fire. This song is fucking gay. Why am I playing Amy? Goddamn it. Fuck my life.
Because she was so stupid.
Yes.
Kayla, you don't even know what we're talking about.
Kayla doesn't understand the awesomeness that is Sonic.
She doesn't understand English. All she understands is Jinx and Ease.
This is true. Around. I really miss him. In my country accent. What's going on here? Is there an eclipse today or what?
Nobody forecast a storm or anything.
Got fucked by a robot! Big mouth! Big mouth! Swallow! Swallow! Swallow!
Dick round.
Dick around, round, round. I dick around.
Sweet, 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 sweet.
So, Bobbert. Bobbert.
Ain't heard that in a while.
Bobbert, I'm gonna make fun of your name, so I'm gonna call you Bobbert. Is that okay? Drugs are bad, okay? Tell me more about this team that you're trying to come up with. Like, who's in it?
Right now it's just me and Granville, but I'm pretty sure Nick and Travis will jump on it. Heck, yeah, jump on it.
Jump it like it's hot. Jump it like it's hot.
Even funnier because they're both gay.
Team Big Dick Johnson. In memory of them.
That would be funny.
Do it.
Team BDJ.
Team UBJ. Ultimate Blowjobs. Fuck yeah. What is the purpose of this team?
Well, like what I mentioned with Granville, I'm pretty sure Kayla will try to tag along the team too, but that's going to be kind of awkward.
Why?
But
two guys are gay unless she wants to try to convert them.
Don't worry.
No, the reason why I say it's awkward is because Kayla has a lot of trouble converting to competitive. She struggles in competitions. But like I told Granville, for a team setup, what you do is like, say I've got a $10 card. To anyone else, I would say $10, but to a teammate, I would be like $6, $7. Which you would also gauge that on like what you actually would personally put the card at, like on your own level. Like to me personally, like all the Gem Knight shit I have, I know Nick was trying to build a Gem Knight deck, and he had no idea what the fuck to do with it. So I would pretty much like put most of the Gem Knight shit at like dollar cards, like not really caring.
Right.
But the whole thing with like anyone else, I'd put it like higher up. But the other thing with a team thing is we all go to the events together. Like I would make sure that Travis and Nick and Granville and all of us could go together to one of these competitions and then go from there. And also if say like I can enter and Granville can enter and then like one of them can't, they didn't have the money, we would spot them and then they would either owe us or pay us back later or at another point, or whatever cards they would pull from the packs they'd give to us.
Right.
What?
And that's pretty much the gist of the team, other than the fact of like play testing, practicing, and feedback and all that other stuff. The only issue I have with it is, like I mentioned before, I'll build something and then they'll be like, oh, well, I'll just do this, do that, do this, do that.
No trains are currently in service.
Now, would you consider doing something like this outside of real life play? Like create like a dueling network team, or would that be just too convoluted?
No, actually, it wouldn't be because of the fact that a lot of the guys would, their whole thing, they'd have to use Dueling Network to get a lot of their play testing done because they can't always meet together to play, and they can't, our schedules just don't always sync together.
Right.
Which kind of sucks.
So if that were the case, people who weren't on your actual team could join the team just for the sake of playtesting and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah!
Like if Bumble.
I'd be more than willing to help them test.
Okay, cool. We got a third member. Fuck yeah!
Well, hell, I would have asked to join anyway. I just can't do the live shit. But I'm more than willing to help.
Until I
out.
send
It's like
you
a,
a deck.
huh?
I said until I send you a deck.
Yeah. Better get on that, boy. You're not a national, so there's really, other than money, really no reason, or unless the deck's not finished yet, no reason why you can't test it before you send it.
Yeah.
So which, then I would actually have to send you the money. I ain't sending you shit until it gets here.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't be here. As it stands, the deck should be fine because there's no heavy reliance on anything like a field spell or certain combo plays or anything like that. And it functions much like a stun deck itself, so just be like, oh, okay, you do this, fuck you.
Yeah.
The only downside to the deck, which is stupid as hell on so many levels with some people, is the fact that they'll try to pull judge shit that Guardian can't activate during the damage step. And that's not true. He can always activate during the damage step, because he's literally identical to Doom Caliber Knight. And he's even listed as a quick effect in that respect as Doom Caliber Knight. So it doesn't matter like what step it is. Like even the sub-step 4, which is the absolute last thing you can do before damage happens.
Yeah.
Like, it'll just be like, okay, fuck you. Sacrifice, negate, done.
Yeah. Amy controls so shit. God damn. Why? No problems with Sonic. No problems with Knuckles. Amy shows up. Fuck you. I'm gonna control like ass. And yes, this would technically be considered part 4 of Sonic Adventure for those who have not seen first 3 parts. You need to watch the wrestling videos, because that's where these normally are. Fuck you if you're not a fan of wrestling.
Kayla was watching them the other day. Well, trying. Anyway. She was watching the review video.
Which one?
The one where we...
the review? Yeah.
Yeah.
How shit was that review? In your professional opinion, Miss Kayla / Jinx.
I've only heard like a few minutes of it.
Kayla Jinx Gulahy. I like Steven Gulahy. I was totally expecting that.
Me too.
Hey you Dad. I will kill both them.
Sadly enough, and with that, 1/3 of Amy's story is complete. Amy only has 3 levels and a boss fight, so this is gonna go really fast, hopefully. And if it doesn't, then damn, I suck at this game.
Amy's as useful as tits on a tomcat.
It's funny because she really is as useful as tits on a tomcat. That's like the perfect analogy. Also about as useful as half the members in Rematch Clause. Oh wait. Oops. I sure hope I didn't offend anyone, Pika. Uh-oh, Amy got kidnapped. What else is new? Alright, she got kidnapped. I'm gonna go get ice cream. Be right back. Not.
Fuck yeah, ice cream! Woo!
What flavor do you want? I
Shut
got all kinds. I got fuck on a stick. I've got shit on a can. I've got
shit on a shingle.
Shit on a shingle. That sounds awesome.
Actually, what's bad is that's actually a good thing. Is shit on a shingle.
What is it?
It's cream chip beef over toast.
What?
Yeah. Seriously.
What part of the U.S. are you in? Don't tell me the state. Like.
Mid.
Okay.
Midwest. Actually, no, we're mid-east, aren't we?
I think you
Yes.
are actually.
Do what? Kayla might know.
We're a bit east.
What do you
Okay, fuck you then. We're mid-east. Yeah, I said the F-bomb.
People who have paid attention to my channel at all will know that the F-bomb will drop quite frequently. And if you're trying to apologize for that, there is no reason to, because nobody gives a fuck anyway.
Wait, are you actually recording right now?
Yes, I've been recording.
Holy shit.
I've been recording since before I asked you to explain the team thing.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Like the last thing that
know?
I literally started recording after
You might hurt
one of the
us
last times you made fun of Kayla, which I didn't want to record that, so I just waited until you were done.
Lol, Jinx.
What were you saying before anyway, since I no longer give a fuck about...
Rationale.
Yes.
I have no
Insufficient
idea. I
data.
have no
Gamma
idea.
is humping the air.
I don't know.
Gamma's masturbating, that's all you need to know. He's literally moving up and down with his gun like he's stroking the gun like he's stroking a cock. It's pretty
Choking
hilarious.
his chicken.
You are missing
He's
something.
choking the chicken. Even if he doesn't have a mouth.
Bertie, come back here.
Hey, you don't need him out. As long as he's got the junk and the wills to use it.
This is very true. Yes. Oh, now he's done. He had the finale.
What?
Please get the fuck out of here. You can go to the hot shelter. Fuck you.
You sure?
So why don't you tell us, well, at least the people on YouTube, since I don't think you made a video about it on your channel yet, what happened at this year's regionals?
You're really nice.
You mean the ones where you were all like, good luck at regionals? And I was like, yeah, dude, I totally fucking need it.
Yes.
Okay.
We can be friends.
At that regionals, a lot of shit went down. Like, one of the big things was I got easily distracted from game one, and that really hurt the piss out of my score, especially because the dude that beat me in round one of the tourney actually did very good that day with Macro Rabbit. We went into game three even. All the games that day were really good. It was just, except for the Blackwing game, because I fucking hate that deck so much. Like, they can neuter it all they want, but the deck still is annoying as hell to me. I fucked up in the round one of the tournament because Cody comes over and is like, "Hey Bob, how are you doing in your game right now?" I almost won game two. You know, if you hadn't have come over and was looking at my hand and leering over my shoulder and shit, maybe I probably would have beat the guy. But, you know, I'm not going to make excuses all day about it. I just, yeah. It's one of those things. And then game three, he just out-top decked me because we ended up literally for about a good 5 minutes was draw, set, pass, draw, set, pass, draw, set, pass. Like, that's all we ended up doing. And then it just came to who's going to do what first, and then he had more answers than I did. Which sucked, but at the same time, I really couldn't say anything because it was a good game, and the guy was cool about it. Every one of them was cool about it all day that I played. Then game two was the Black Wings. the Blackwing matchup that I hated that bejesus and back because that guy was just so, like, literally every time I turned around, I'm just like, okay. Like, I stopped him from going off a bunch of times because he'd summon Shura, and then before he'd go into battle, drop Max C. So that way he wouldn't activate the effect. Because literally, I know to some people that might, you know, care or be watching this or anything, that they'll be like, oh, why'd you drop Max C before he declared an attack? You should have did it when he activated the effect. Well,
you literally wouldn't get the draw if...
Do what?
You literally would not get the draw if he activated it after an attack, because that's how the effect goes.
No, here's the way it would have worked. He would have attacked, killed the monster in battle, and then he would activate Shura. And then in response, I drop Max C, he special summons the monster, I draw. But the reason why I didn't do that is because the monster he would have brought out with the Shura special summon, I wouldn't have been able to handle what was coming because I already seen one of his plays that he made before it got to that point where I did it the other way. And what he ended up doing, Shura swings, smacks, brings out Gale. Gale swings at me, and then main phase 2 synchros into Armor Master, and then, what was it? Ends his turn, and then I ended up getting rid of the Armor Master by a Dark Hole, and then he had Vayu engraved, and I didn't even know about that, but when it comes back around to his turn, he banishes Vayu and the Armor Master to bring out Silver Wind, the Ascendant thing. They're huge synchro. And then he just proceeded to just start kicking the shit out of me with that thing, and I'm just like, yeah, that sucks ass. Because before that, what he ended up doing is he brought out, in game 2, he brought out Vayu off of the Shura play, synchroed into Catastor, and then passed, and then he normal Bora, then special Gale, synchroed into Void Ogre Dragon, which was an amazing tech, by the way. Set back row, so he had no cards in his hand, and I had no answers for that, for the Void Ogre, and I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? So, literally, I was just trying, like, my best to survive the damn Void Ogre coming at me. Which, thankfully, Scrap Goblin saved my ass.
Gotta love Scrap Goblin. It saves your ass all the time, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. I lost round 2, or I lost the round 2 of the tournament. And then round 3, I played Dark World, and he had such a bad day playing against me.
Aww.
And he was an older gent, too, which was surprising to me. He was actually 50 years old.
Wow.
I'm just like, damn, you're actually like the second oldest Yu-Gi-Oh player I've ever known. He's like, oh yeah, second. He starts laughing about it. I'm like, yeah, you want to know how old the first one is? He's like, how old? She's 70 years old.
70?
Yeah, there's a 70-year-old grandma up here that goes to regionals, locals, and all this other shit, and she runs Monarchs, and she's actually a good player.
Wow.
It's actually very, very surprising, especially because Josh had the misfortune of running into her, and he was just like, you know, I felt so bad because, you know, I was going up against an old grandma like that. You know, it looks like she's about blind in one of her eyes. She's there with her grandkids and her son, and I'm just like, you know, I don't feel right that if I beat her. He's like, so I was going to give her the win. By God, she kicked my head off.
I guess that makes him feel bad for underestimating a grandma, huh?
Yeah. And, like, she had his number, man, because, I mean, she's running Macro Monarch anyway, and then Josh was running the Nordic shit. So, like, every time he was losing his Nordics, they weren't coming back.
Poor bitch. I mean, Josh, not the grandmother. She's cool.
But yeah, that guy had such a bad day with me because game 1, I just, like, as soon as I seen his setup, I'm just like, oh, no. Fucking Dark World. So literally, it's just like, okay, I know how to handle this. I know how to deal with this shit. And then I just proceeded to just make plays around it. Well, then game 2, which, don't get me wrong, the first tech he made against me wasn't that bad, which was Skill Drain. I'm just like, okay, I get it. You know, I can't use Scrap Dragon's effect on field, and I can't get my Chimera plays off and everything, but the other choices he made was what really backfired on him, because he sided in 3 Spirit Reapers and 2 Mind Crush.
Huh. Why would you side in a Spirit Reaper?
Well, it's not so much the Spirit Reaper itself, but why would you side in the Skill Drains with the Reaper? Because that's actually what ended up screwing him, is he set Reaper and he had Skill Drain active, so I just ran right the hell over the damn Reaper.
The handle and the lift should move.
So yeah, game 2 for him was terrible, especially because he went to activate Grapha's effect, and I chained Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. Well, actually, no, I chained a Bunk on the first one, and then he tried to activate Snow's effect, and then I flipped Shadow Mirror on that one.
Ah.
So he was kind of screwed either way, because his effects on field weren't happening, and the effects in his graveyard weren't happening either.
Poor bastard.
And then, about that time, too, I seen this one kid who, oddly enough, looked just like this jackass that I had problems with earlier in my life anyway, but that's another story for another time. He literally almost punched a kid in the face because of something the kid did.
What did he do?
What he did is an actual legal thing that, I mean, shit, it's in every one of the DS games, the Game Boy Advance games, all of them. It's a common thing that you do. And what it is this is exactly what the setup was. The kid that was about ready to punch the other kid was running Dino Rabbit. The guy he's playing against was running Sans. Well, kid has his setup going and everything. Well, he already used his 2 Guaibas for his Evilthar play. So, 2 Guaibas are in the graveyard. He summoned another one and went to attack. Well, attack goes through, kills the monster, and then before he went through with the attack and summoning, or even summoning the monster, he looked through his deck to see if he had another target. Okay, well, he summoned the Guaiba, attacked, and then he picked up his deck again and looked through the deck again, thinking he might have overlooked the target or something. I'm not sure what the hell he was doing, but there was really no reason why he needed to look a second time. So, at that time, the kid goes, well, can I look through your deck? He goes, no, I'm not letting you look through my deck. He goes, you have to offer it to me. No, I don't. Yeah, you actually do. The thing is no one actually goes ahead and takes initiative on that.
Right.
Because if you have no targets in deck, the opponent has the option of looking through to see if you actually legitimately had another target or not. That's actually what that's there for, not the fact that you can look through their deck and see what resources they have left or whatever. But this kid, like, flipped his damn lid because he's like, no, I'm not letting you do that. He goes, here's my 2 Guaibas in my graveyard. He goes, well, you don't have to bring out Guaiba. You don't have to search for a Guaiba. He's not the only target. He's like, well, my deck is. What other targets am I going to have in Dino Rabbit? Well, you could have, I think he said Velo, and I'm not really sure about the Jirax effects, to be honest. I just know that Guaiba summons stuff from the deck. So Velo does it too. Like, all of them do some similar effect like that. I think Guaibas, you special summon a Jirac from your deck with the same attack as Guaiba or less, but it can't attack that same turn, so he could probably go into Velo. Let's see. I'm trying to be reasonable with it. Like, he's not going to be, like, teching some random-ass Jirac card.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he could...
Well, he might. It is regionals.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, everyone's trying to look to be the next big thing, but as far as sensibility-wise, the only real legitimate thing he could probably do would be Velo, but the fact of the matter is he could still go into Velo. He could go into all these other different types of targets, but the fact of the matter is the guy was a little like, no, my Guaibas are right here. I only run Guaibas, but there's no way to prove that.
Exactly.
Other than actually looking through the dude's deck. So the guy literally just picks up the deck, starts looking through it, and kid, like, blows his lid, like, flips his shit. Like, and I literally mean flips his shit. Like, he flipped the fucking deck box, his calculator, he flipped that through.
Oh my god.
Like, he was raging. He was like, Judge, get your ass over here right now. And I'm like, okay, that's one way to get the hell out of here real quick, to yell at a judge like that. Calls the judge over. He's like, yeah, this is a game loss right here. And the judge is like, okay, well, tell me what's going on so I can make that call. And the bad thing is of all the people he could have called over, or the answered call, there's a kid named Cisco, and he goes up to to the locals up there in Columbus,
Right.
and he's terrible. This kid is god awful when it comes to any kind of ruling, judgment call, whatever you want to call it. Because the kid is rich, you know, all this other stuff, and people can call me bitter and jealous and all this other bullshit. I don't really care. I could honestly, you know, give a shit about what they say or think about me concerning that kid, to be honest. But the fact is that kid has this air about him that he's always right, and he's really wrong about 95% of the time. I'll give him some credit that sometimes he is right, but there's a lot of times he's wrong.
Wow.
Oh my.
Well, case in point, this is one call that he made before this one that I totally just jumped his ass about, because I've never heard of some stupid shit like this before, anyone trying to pull it. I'm running Gravekeepers, I've got Bally up, he has a Gigaplant that has Supervise attached to it, which Supervise says when it is sent to the graveyard from the field, you special summon one Gemini monster from the graveyard. Okay, what he does is he summons Effect Veiler, synchros with the Gigaplant for a level 7, goes Ancient Fairy Dragon in defense mode. Okay, well, he goes Gigaplant's effect, special summon, Supervise's effect, special summon the Gigaplant he just synchroed with. I said, how are you going to do that? Necro Valley's on the field. He goes, well, I'm calling priority and using Ancient Fairy Dragon's effect to pop your Necro Valley, and then Supervise goes off. I said, it don't work that way, kiddo. Yo does. No, it don't. Call a judge over. That's bullshit. So,
wasn't Priority eliminated a while ago?
Oh, this was a while ago. This was...
Oh, okay.
This was when Plants was in their prime. So he calls Dan over, which Dan doesn't even go to the Soldier anymore. God bless his soul.
I can sense the sarcasm.
Well, no, Dan was actually a good guy. He really was. He was a good judge too, and he was sensible enough where if you brought something to his attention, he'd be like, "Yeah, okay, I get you. All right, yeah, that's my bad call." But there's so many of the judges we have now where if you bring it to their attention that they fucked up or that they made the wrong call, they'll still make that call even though you brought it to their attention, and they look at you like you're just a dumbass kid that doesn't know what you're talking about.
No.
Even if you bring in black and white printed paper, that even if it came from Konami themselves saying this is what this ruling is, they'd still make their own damn call.
Wow.
Amy.
But Dan was one of the few guys, if you brought it to his attention, he'd be like, yeah, okay, you know, that's cool, my bad. We'll fix it from there. But comes over, Cisco tells him to set up, and he goes, now, I'm player priority. I have player priority. When Ancient Sacred Wyvern comes out, I'm going to use its effect immediately to pop Necro Valley. Then Supervise goes off Chain Link 2. He goes, you can't, Cisco. Well, why not? Because Supervise goes off right now. It's not an optional effect. You have to do it if you have a target in graveyard. Which, actually, I don't think Supervise is.
You okay? It's
No, that actually is a mandatory effect, yeah. Because when it's sent from the field to the graveyard, special summon one normal monster, so he had to do it. So, Supervise would have kicked off right then and there, but because Valley's up, Supervise fizzles because he can't special summon something from the graveyard without its own effect. Like if it would have been Plague Spreader Zombie, let's see, Glow Up Bulb, Spore. No, actually Spore wouldn't work either. But Glow Up Bulb, shit like that, that would have been able to fly. But Sid was trying to say that Ancient Sacred Wyvern, why do I keep saying that? Ancient
Fairy Dragon.
Up Necro Valley, then Supervise goes off because he's the player, and that doesn't work that way. So that pissed him off, and then this was what is, even after he gets ruled against him with that play, he still beats me, and he's pissed because he won.
Why would he be pissed because he won?
I know, right? Like, he was mad that he actually beat me, and I'm like, dude, you won. Smile. Have fun. Go celebrate. Tell your buddies, you know, whatever. He's just like, no, I'm not mad.
I just beat this asshole who wouldn't let me do it my way. But I didn't win doing it my way, so it doesn't count.
Literally the way he was looking at it. Like, he literally was like, I would have stomped his ass if it wouldn't have been for that fucking Necker Valley bullshit.
Except you won!
Yeah, exactly, but you won, so why are you upset?
Drink on me. Shut the fuck up and go have a party or whatever.
So, here's what Cisco rules on this situation at this regionals. Comes over, talks, he gets told the whole thing, and then he goes, well, I'm going to say no, you're not allowed doing that, and I'm going to go ahead and give the round win. Not game loss, but round win to the hot-headed kid. And I chimed in because I'm just like, okay, that is stupid as hell, dude. Like, I've seen so many bad judge calls over the years, but, like, that one was up there with the best of them. And I straight up said, I'm like, appeal that. And the kid looked at me and he's like, really? I'm like, yes. Ask for the head judge's appeal because you're legally allowed to do that. So he asked for an appeal. And then Cisco looks at me like, gives me a dirty ass look. And I'm like, what? You are going to screw this kid.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm minding my own business. No, stand up for your rights, dude. You have a right to play this game. So he gets the appeal, comes back, and Cisco goes, okay, here's how it's going to work. He actually can look through your deck. This is actually the first time I think anyone's ever actually done it. I'm like, no, if you would know your history, it's been done several times before. It's just no one actually acts on it. So he gets mad about that, and then he was telling me, he's like, you know, if you jump in the business, I can give you an event warning. I'm like, go ahead. I'm like, I'm already 2 losses in the bucket in this tournament, Cisco. You really think an event warning matter to me? I mean, hell, I could drop any time if I wanted to right now, and I wouldn't care. He's like, well, you know, if you get 2 of them, I can get you thrown out. I'm like, do you know that you're abusing your judge power right now by threatening me? I was like, and moreover, I've got about 7 witnesses that are here as you're threatening me. So he shut up on the event warning about me part. But then he goes, well, this is what the head judge's ruling is, and it's final. And he looked at me when he said it's final, like, you don't you dare say a word about it. So he goes, legally, he can actually look through your deck. However, he has to ask you to look if he can look through your deck, and you have to give him permission to it, which is actual bullshit. Because, like, any of the games, like, it doesn't matter. Like, literally, if I boot up my DS right now, popped in 2012, and played you, Silver, right, and say you ran into Sangan, and I had no monsters in the deck with 1500 attack or lower, literally, the game itself will be like, you may look through your opponent's deck. Because it's literally in the rule book. If you have no targets available, I have to show you I have no targets, because there's 2-fold things that can happen there. Number one, if I have no targets and I just shuffle and, or whatever, and here's the kicker on that too, is anytime you shuffle your deck, you don't have to offer a cut to the opponent. It's just common courtesy that you do, right, which is a thing people don't realize. So if I have no targets in the deck, which this is also what that kid did too, is when he went to shuffle his deck, he didn't offer a cut. He set his deck right back down in the deck zone. When you do that, you are actually very likely to stack your deck against the opponent. Like, say you're getting shit draws, and then you're like, okay, well, I'm going to look through the deck. All right, I don't have any targets. Okay, I'm going to put this Mirror Force or this Monster Reborn or Dark Hole on top of my deck. I'm not going to offer him a cut, so, all right, that's fine. And then if no one acts on that, hey, you just let your opponent get a Dark Hole, a Reborn, or whatever, and they just fucked you over.
Yeah, right.
So there's that notion, but then what Cisco did, which I think was I think it was very influenced by his part, because it's just the way this kid is. He gave the kid a game warning, a bit warning, and there was another one. It's the big one where like you can get banned for like a year or two. Like he gave him all 3 warnings, and I'm like, are you serious? Like, I mean, okay, like infringing upon that. Like the thing is, the bad thing is the kid didn't let him give, just say, yeah, you can look through my deck, which he should have actually called a judge before doing that. If he would have done that, he would have been more than able to look through the deck, and there wouldn't have been a damn thing to do about it, and the hothead kid would have just had to sit there and take it. But him just grabbing the deck and looking through it made it really bad on his part.
Right.
To give him all of the warnings that he could possibly give him, I think that was way excessive.
Not you again.
I'm not going to comment on that just because I don't know how the events work, but I'll take your word for it.
If you get more than one event warning, you get kicked out of the event. Like you're actually able to still hang around in around the area, but
you can't play.
Yeah, you can't play. And then also in extreme cases, security can escort you out of the building, but there's actually never really been an extreme case like that here in Ohio. Other than the YCS, where there's about 15 people that got arrested for stealing, but that's more extreme. But in like with this case, the kid should have never gotten as many warnings as he got, just because the fact that like literally you could tell throughout the whole day when I seen him there, Cisco looked like so pissed off. He didn't want to be there. He didn't want to judge. And I'm just like, okay, if you guys take the judge thing and your judges, it comes with the territory. Sometimes you gotta be in these events as actual spectators and moderators and shit.
Right.
So don't bitch when your time comes when you have to do it. Or even more, a lot of times in the case now, it's voluntary. Like they don't even contact you; you contact them.
But isn't that how it should be, though?
Yeah.
One of these doors is the right one. Try and find the correct door.
But he just literally had like this, like I'm pissed off attitude all day, and no one really did anything to him. He just didn't want to be there.
Everyone has days like that, but still, if you don't want to go, don't go.
Exactly.
Damn the consequences. Yay, final level, and yay, final level complete. That only took 2 minutes. That was sad. Second level. Took me like 6 minutes to beat. This level, 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Herp derp. Got some kick-ass stories out of it, though. Let's,
And, rolling on, too, is, round 4 of the tournament, played another rabbit matchup, and I dropped after that match because I was tired, Granville was tired, he dropped too, he had a bad day, but that game went to round 3 too, and it was back and forth matchups too, but it was awful.
Investigate, wanna?
right. Of all the regionals and nationals you've been to, which year would you say, apart from this one, because obviously this year was bad, but what would you say your worst performance was of all the years you've been participating in these? Not counting this year.
This year, that's actually a really tough one because there's been so many times I've went into these things and I've been like the major underdog. Like I've ran decks that really had no business being in the championship against like all the meta. Like the original Nationals Chaos format, fucking huge amount of people was there. So many decks like that were running CED, Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning, all this stuff, and then I'm in there, which basically a lot of like the main names that I hear for this deck was the Recruiter deck, which revolved around a lot of Dark Warrior monsters, Dark Magician of Chaos, like there's Donzalug, Strike Ninja, all this stuff in it. And it was literally just like a hit and run deck. Like I would literally have stuff down there to make sure to get your shit out of the way, and then I'd come back and hit you really hard.
Right.
And
this doesn't sound like a bad tactic, honestly.
really, it really wasn't. And considering what all I was going up against was amazing, especially because I with the one person that was teching Barrel Behind the Door, like 3 of them in my side deck, so that way whenever I'd be going up against the CED matchups, as soon as they'd go for the Yada lock, they'd go activate CED. Okay, Barrel Behind the Door, dead. The problem is, though, is just being able to weather the Yada when it came out, which, if I had nothing in hand, I'm pretty well fucked. So,
yeah.
And that was really what got me as far as that. As far as that goes, worst performance, I think last year's performance was my big crowning achievement because that was in the big plant format from hell that everyone hated. It was like 80% of the deck, or 80% of the tournament was plants. If it's like worst performance, I'd probably have to say the original, just because the Yada Lock format was so bad where if they got any inkling of their setup going, you practically were losing. Like, you literally had to have a miracle set down there to take care of that shit when it popped up.
Wow.
Which, let's see, there's a little over 1,000 in the first national, and I ranked 378, which personally I didn't think was that bad, but looking back on it now, I'm just like, yeah, I could have done better. But then again, like nowadays, I swear to God, if I had the cards that we have now back then, it would be a totally different story, but that would also be the case for anyone. Like, we had that ban list back then, well, that format list then, with the cards we have now, like Solemn Warning and all the other shit, it would be a very, very, I guess, unstable format. Be very interesting, to say the least.
Yes, it would. I would have loved to seen it.
But actually, playing that format, it was a damn nightmare. I mean, my big plays was reasoning, go.
Reasoning, fuck your day. Wow, I'm getting fucked up for no reason. It's like the easiest boss in the game. I'm playing like a fucktard and it's costing me.
I don't know if I should have that same mentality and set for this next team that we're going to end up doing, though. Or if I should just be like, run whatever the fuck you want, I don't care.
I would just do it that way. As long as it's reasonable, I don't see what the problem would be.
The only thing that gave me so much problems with it when Eddie and them were doing it is I'm never really a meta player. Like, I don't run what's popular. I don't follow bandwagons or anything like that. And then Eddie is, and I'm just like, okay, that's cool. And then he wants me to help fix his deck or improve his deck or whatever, and I'm just like, I have no idea. Because I'm trying to set him up with like plays that I would make if I had the deck or whatever, and he gets his hands on it, and then he's just like, well, I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah, it doesn't have all the broke-ass cards. What the fuck, man? What the actual fuck?
That was literally what it was ending up boiling down to. Is that he would be like, well, why doesn't it have this card? Why doesn't it have that card? You don't need it with this setup. You use this instead. But I like this setup better because it has this card and that card and this card and that card.
Well, then don't ask me for help.
Well, I was looking at it, and that's why I tried to steer guys away from using, autopilot to hell and back decks that were blasted all over every message board on the internet.
Yeah. Oh my god. I thought I was gonna get a game over there. And then I realized I had a hammer.
Please wake up, Birdie. Are you okay?
Amy's story is officially done. Shortest story in the game. Woohoo!
The greatest story in the game.
Fuck yeah, because she actually gets character development in this.
Yeah.
Character development. What the fuck is this? Mario? Oh wait, Mario doesn't get development. What is this? Mass Effect? With anthropomorphic hedgehogs? Bullshit.
Sounds like some Legend of Zelda shit to me.
Sounds like Samus Aran if she was addicted to pink. Y'all heard?
You did it! Now you three can
Hey, Kayla.
again.
Yes.
Wow. I really have no idea what, like, words to describe this.
What?
Jinx.
Rachel just posted a picture on Facebook a minute ago, and it says, playing Magic with the best people ever, even though Seth kept wiping out everything. And Seth is sitting there looking all badass, like, yeah, I'm a fucking Magic master. And then Mika's sitting there and looks like a troll that's about ready to devour the camera. It looks like she's about ready to just, like, eat. Then, I don't know who the other dude is, but he looks terrified as hell. Like, he literally looks like, I am in the wrong room with the wrong people. I came to the wrong neighborhood, motherfucker.
Oh man.
And what's bad too is I seriously see. Well, I'm like looking at some of the decks, and like one of them's like straight up like the Audric deck. I have no idea what the hell. No, Mika's running her little peer pressure crap thing.
Peer pressure. Magic.
What the hell the other guy's running, but it almost looks like an Audric thing. And then Seth's running like an all-white deck, but the funny shit is like, I just seriously picture Seth saying, when do we have a Magic game? And if I win, Mika's president. If you win, Mika and me will quit the club.
Do it. Kick their asses out for being retarded enough to come up with that.
I honestly would at that point. I would accept that and just be like, okay, let's play a game. Best 2 out of 3. No switching decks in the middle of it. And like, I would bust out the Frights deck. Like, I wouldn't even tell them or any inclination or anything that I'd have Frights done, and then just be like, okay, let's do this.
Now, for those who don't know what Frights is, what is this Frights deck you speak of?
Frights deck literally consists of Unburial Rites when you have Thragtusk, Angel of Serenity, let's see, what else is there? Oh, Craterhoof, Behemoth, shit like that in your graveyard, which the Unburial Rites lets you reanimate or basically bring back from the graveyard.
Yeah.
Creatures from there, and then their effects would trigger. Like Angel of Serenity, when it hits the field, you banish 3 cards that are on that just period. They can even be in the graveyard. And when Serenity leaves the field, those cards get added back to their owner's hands.
Right.
So, like, I could target my Thragtusk in my graveyard, add those back to my hand when she leaves, or if anything's big on the opponent's field, I do the same stuff.
Right.
And she's a flyer, so to get them over. But once I play, like, Midnight Haunting or Lingering Souls, tokens come out, and then play Craterhoof, which Craterhoof will give them +X, and trample, or not trample, haste. So then, like, if I have 4 tokens out, summon Craterhoof, okay, all the tokens just got buffed by +5, and they all have flying, and Craterhoof Behemoth is also attacking, and he's a 5/5 trample himself, which also gets the buff, so that's +5 for him, and so you're swinging with a 10/10 trample, and then 4 flyers that are 5/5s are going over their head, which, actually no, 5s. They'd be 6/6s. And Magic's lifetime 20, so that literally would be game right there.
How fast would that combo get off?
it really depends on the hand setup that I've got and what I've got available. But best case scenario, you can get that off turn 3, turn 4.
Now, I'm guessing flyers cannot be blocked at all.
They can only be blocked by creatures that have flying or reach.
Okay. And I'm guessing that would be pretty prevalent, because otherwise flyers wreck your day all day, every day.
Oh yeah.
See, I don't know anything about Magic, so half the shit you just said went way over my head, but I can understand the basic concept. You only have 20 life, flyers are an easy way to get rid of said life. Good game.
Pretty much. And the kicker on that is, even if, like where Rachel was just saying, well, you know, he kept wiping the board. Okay, that's fine. If he Day of Judgments, woohoo, just treat him. Angel of Serenity's effect. Angel of Serenity goes off, shit gets back to the hand. Like literally, it's just like, go on, waste your resources. I do not care. The board only gets you so far.
Right.
But the irony of it too is if they come up with something saying along the lines of, well, if you know, we'll make it a team thing, we'll make it a free for all, and then whoever's last one standing gets to say whoever's in charge of the club. Which that would be even better. Be like, okay, Kayla, Foster, let's have some fun with this shit.
Do it. That is Amy's story. I don't know who I'm going to do next, honestly. We have the robot, we have the two-tailed fox, and we have the cat. Bobby, I already know who the hell you're going to suggest me to do. You want me to do the cat just to torture me. Kayla, of those three, who would you choose?
Do big, do big.
The cat, the fox, or the robot?
The cat.
Why? Why? Kayla, why?
She's like, I'm paying you back for calling me Jinx, Atto.
Do you even know who Big is?
Nope, don't care. Just sounded funny.
Is this because I didn't gift you that skin?
No, just sounded funny.
Fudge.
Kayla? I never thought I would be able to say this without getting in trouble from Bobby, but fuck you! I guess next episode we tackle Big the cat. I hope you know, Bobby, you are joining me for that again. Just so I could troll the fuck out of you the entire time I'm doing that.
Like, we even come up with like some shitty like theme song where like big cat fishing his prey habitat, big.
You know what? Fuck you too. Fuck you, I quit.